What is up, guys? It's your
Free real estate.
oh man. Well, I am back and I am sick. What is up, guys? Sean here, back with another Sean's Corner. It's been a while and I'm sick, but I feel like there's so much stuff to go over and kind of talk about, so I thought I would throw a video together really quick and try to nail down a few of these issues and I guess news and kind of exciting things that are coming out, and kind of let you guys know my feelings on them, and maybe some of them you haven't even heard yet. So I'm going to dive right in. First things first is the disappointing Nindies showcase that we just received today, 9 o'clock, I guess Pacific time. And it was really just kind of an odd Nindies. It was about 11 minutes long, I think. And I mean, obviously, it's not a direct, so we can't get our hopes up too high. But there's a lot of indie games that were coming out for the Nintendo Switch that we've heard about a long time ago, and we kind of were already hoping to have those games by now, but we are still hearing nothing about them. Now, there were a couple interesting games that came out, and just to name a few were the two Ninja games. The Messenger was the one that it's an 8-bit style game, but you throughout the story of the game, you actually kind of go into the future or the past, one or the other, and you go from 8-bit to 16-bit. And that looks really interesting. It actually looks like it's a pretty fun platformer, and it'd be cool to see how really that fits. And once you get some more news on that, to see if that's something that'll really be something that we want to put our money into and buy. So that was one that I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I thought it was kind of warming me up for an even better game, but obviously it didn't. Now the next Ninja game is Mark of the Ninja, and that's a remastered that's coming out for the Switch, and I have not played that. There wasn't very much information given on it besides kind of like a little animation on the Nindies showcase. But maybe you guys have played that game before. Maybe it's interesting. I guess I need to look into it a little bit more. But that was the only other thing that really kind of caught my eye, besides the Messenger. And then a lot of people have been talking about Fantasy Strike, and that was another one on the Nindies showcase. And I don't know. I feel like these games that look like the kind of Street Fighter type, we already have a Street Fighter, and we're getting the 30-year anniversary kind of edition for the Switch. So, I mean, it's kind of like the Brawl game that came out, I think over Christmas time-ish for the Switch, and it's kind of like a Super Smash Brothers look-alike. It's not as good as Super Smash Brothers. I mean, it's a game that we can replace Super Smash Brothers with until we get it. And now that we have the Super Smash Brothers announced for 2018, it's going to be a thing that's actually happening. Brawl, Brian has Brawl, and I think I played it with him once. I mean, it's a fun game, but it's just a placeholder for Super Smash Brothers right now, and I feel like that's what this Fantasy Strike is for Street Fighter. And I mean, we already have Street Fighter, so why is that exciting? I don't know. Maybe people have different opinions on it. Maybe it is different to them. But that's kind of my thoughts. The only other thing that I thought was interesting was Garage, which is that kind of mutant fighting, zombie fighting, military fighting game where you're a drug dealer, or used to be a drug dealer, and you end up fighting. You get into this kind of, I don't know if you want to say like basement kind of garage deal, and I think it's under like a parking garage sort of thing. And you end up fighting all these monsters and stuff, and it actually looks pretty interesting. It's like a bird's eye view of the game, and it has some potential. And it's funny because that's the other thing that was so exciting for today, besides the Nindies showcase, was the Tiny Build Games Hello Switch. That was like a live presentation, just like the Nindies was, or the Nindies were. So that game has some kind of holding or some kind of footing as far as being of some interest, but that was also a disappointment too. We didn't think that Tiny Build Games was just going to talk about one game. I mean, it was about 7 minutes of them just talking about one game that we already got in the Nindies Direct, or the Nindies showcase rather. And so why is that so exciting? I mean, we already had that, and I mean, that's cool that they talked about it, but they built it up like they were going to bring all these other games that they wanted to talk about for the Switch. So it would have been nice if they would have kind of been more specific on that and said, yeah, we want to just go into greater depth on one of the games that you'll hear about in the Nindies showcase. But instead, they just kind of built it up to where, to our own interpretations, and maybe that's our fault, we understood that there was going to be more. So a little disappointing. Kind of the things that I picked out that were at least interesting in the showcase. But again, overall, to me, it was short. So not long enough to be really boring or whatever, but it was a bore because of the lack of enticing games. I mean, there's some weird games that are coming out, and we should be grateful they're coming out to the Switch to kind of promote the system. But there's a lot of games that we still haven't heard any more news about that we were expecting to hear in this Nindies showcase, because we didn't get it in the Direct, we didn't get it in this. So when are we going to hear about it? Now, the major one that I want to talk about was actually Holo Knight. Now, this game has so much hype and so much excitement for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, people are really hoping to get this soon. And right before, I think it was last night, the developers of the game came out and said there won't be any news on the game for during the showcase, during the Nindies showcase. And so that was a little disappointing for everybody, I think. But the tweet here says that, hey everyone, we won't be featuring in tomorrow's Nindies presentation, but we'll give you all an update on the Switch progress and release later this week. And I think what people are saying, that they're expecting like a Friday release from Team Cherry Games to be able to let us know, I guess, progress release date on the game. So that's something. But I mean, a few days later, why couldn't they have just gotten that ready for the Nindies showcase too? I mean, we already have footage on it. They could have just thrown some footage on and given a little note about, when this game's coming out or the progress on the game. And that would have been worth it for, I mean, almost equivalent to the last game being shown to us on the Nindies showcase, kind of like how Super Smash Bros. Was the last game shown to us on the Direct. That's really all probably people would ask for and been like, it was okay, but at least we got some Holo Knight news. So, again, a little disappointing. Moving on, though, I wanted to give you guys a little information on some news that's come out recently, and that is that in 2 days, so if give yourself a couple-day break, maybe from the eShop, but in a couple days, we're going to be getting Nintendo Switch, 3DS, and Wii U. It's a Spring into Action eShop sale, and it's for all those three consoles or systems, I guess. And there's going to be over 140 games that are going to be on sale, and so that's just 2 days away. And it's kind of what's getting me to kind of wait on buying a couple of games that I got some money burning a hole in my pocket, and I got a $35 gift card from Brian actually for my birthday. So I've been really looking into Golf Story, Shovel Knight, Blossom Tales, these games that I just haven't just dived into yet. I planned on it, but with my backlog kind of building up, I've waited before purchasing these games. And I'm also obsessed with physical releases, and so I was hoping maybe to hear more news, but I might just have to bite the bullet and pick up a couple of these games. So it's Tuesday today, Thursday, be looking for those games that you've been hoping to get that might be coming on sale, and that's going to go all the way through May 4th. And so they give you some time to maybe get your money together and figure out what you want to buy. Moving on to the next bit of news is Stardew Valley, and I've talked about this before on the channel. This game is amazing. It's phenomenal. I just played it probably way too late last night. I picked it back up again after playing a little bit of Mario Odyssey since I finished Bayonetta 1 now. And the news from the developer, Concerned Ape, on his Twitter said that Stardew Valley's multiplayer is in a Q&A, and bug fixes are being fixed at a very good pace. And so if you haven't been following Concerned Ape, who's the developer, I also believe he is the, I guess you'd say, owner of Chucklefish Games. He's come out and said that there's a multiplayer coming out for Stardew Valley. Now, we don't have a ton of info on this yet, but if you played Stardew Valley, you already know how exciting that is. And now being able to play that on a multiplayer level, like Brian and I guarantee we're going to be putting probably too much time into that. It's going to be really exciting, and it's really cool to see that Concerned Ape has really been moving forward and has really tried to give us, as much as he can in this game, because so many people have bought into this game and they love this game, and I I think we can all say that we love to see developers continue to put effort into the games that they put out that are, you know, being successful, that we want to see more of. And maybe the even more exciting news that we have from Chucklefish is Spellbound, which was a name, a placeholder for a new game coming out by the same company, same guy even, is finally getting a name for the game, which is going to be Witchbrook. And Witchbrook is a very similar game to, or style to, Stardew Valley, obviously. But think of Stardew Valley, but like Harry Potter style or Hogwarts style. So instead of, you know, out farming and stuff, you're going to be working on spells. You're going to be working on different potions and things. And this game looks amazing. And I better get further in Stardew Valley so I feel at least somewhat accomplished in it before this game comes out, because this will be where I'm putting my other time into when I'm not playing those AAA games. Definitely, Witchbrook looks like something's going to be amazing for all of us. Now, on to the next bit. There's so many people that talk about Smash Brothers on YouTube. I didn't even feel like making a video for it. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little hit on some news that's coming out. Funimation has really wanted Goku to join the battle and join the roster in Super Smash Brothers. And, you know, people have made some fun little, like, you know, new foes appeared kind of images with Goku, the silhouette of Goku on the side. And it would be really fun to see it, especially since we've gotten Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Fighter Z. But I don't know. It's obviously, it's all speculation, and it's, you know, people just, it's tweets and stuff. So we'll see. It would be really fun. I mean, just to put a couple names out there, I'm not going to ramble on about Smash Brothers, but I think it'd be fun to see Golden Sun, some Golden Sun characters, whether it's just Isaac or, you know, whoever from the game, maybe Felix. Shovel Knight, I think, is a shoo-in. We'll see. I think it'd be fun to see Shovel Knight there. Again, Goku, it'd be hilarious to see Goku in there with the get the Smash Ball and go Super Saiyan or something. It'd be awesome. And then a total, just throwing my own opinion in there. If I could get the Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, I think that would be an unreal character. That would be super fun to see him in Super Smash. I really doubt we'll ever see that, especially with a huge roster they already have from Smash 4. It'll be interesting to see who else they add to that and who they're going to allow to be on that roster, because, I mean, how many characters are they going to be able to fit on that? I mean, if they could have 100, then, I mean, good for them, but it's a lot of work I don't think we'll see. I think we'll get a lot of the same guys that we've had in the past, and then, you know, a few more on top of that. And into the last one, like I just said, I love physical release games, and there's a couple coming out that I'm finally maybe going to be able to play these games, because I love physical releases, and I want to have that collection grow in a physical form so I can have all those cases, you know, lined up. I love that, rather than getting them on digital. And those two games that I want to talk about are Sonic Mania. They're coming out with, if you want to say deluxe version, it's going to be called Sonic Mania Plus. And there's 2 more characters that are going to be coming in. And obviously this is on the Switch, and it's going to be coming out this summer. And so we're going to get Mighty and Ray, which we haven't seen for a long time. They're going to be coming back to the game. And that's going to be some additional content as well, which is basically the DLC that'll be added onto the game. So if you already have the game, don't worry, you can still buy that DLC. But if you haven't, like me, bought in the game yet, you might be able to get that physical release too, which is going to be coming out in stores even this summer 2018. So, and the second game is actually one that has gotten a lot of has almost gotten like a cult following in a way, which is Thimbleweed Park. And this is a point and click kind of, you know, mystery solving game that we were used to back on PCs like a long time ago. I mean, this is more of like a mature version of Pajama Sam and those games I played when I was like super little, you know. And this is finally getting a physical release through Limited Run, which is a company that, you know, takes these games that developers might not want to put out in a physical form, and they do it themselves. So they're kind of, you know, the third party or middleman to get this game out to us in a physical form. And in about 9 to 10 days, so not this Friday, but the following Friday, people are going to be able to pre-order them. And again, that's going to be I'm sure they're gonna go fast. So if this is something that you're interested in, I would definitely hop on it as soon as you can, and maybe get on the website, which has the countdown, just on limitedrungames.com. And for me personally, I haven't played this game, but as I've watched more reviews and more footage on the gameplay and such, I really starting to be convinced that this is something that I would enjoy and something that I would want to invest some time into, and it's something that's a little bit different that I don't have on my Switch library already. So something to think about in the last 10 days, or the next 10 days for me. This sale that's going on in 2 days will probably affect my decision on whether or not I'm going to buy any games on sale, or maybe hold out and buy Thimbleweed Park physical, or maybe even digital if I don't feel like paying. I think it's $35 for the physical, and it's just $20 on the eShop. So it's a $15 difference. It's $15 you can put into buying Blossom Tales, or going towards some other game like that, or going towards Stardew Valley, which you should definitely buy. So something to think about, a couple of games that you might want to save some money up for if that's your cup of tea, something that you want to get and add to your Switch library. And guys, there's so many games coming out this year. I mean, I'll just hop on my Amazon really quick and show you guys. I mean, I just in my wish list over here, I have, Super Smash Brothers, Crash Bandicoot, Dark Souls, Mario Aces, Octopath Traveler. Have Kirby Star Allies already, which has been actually really fun. So if people say that it's not fun, you need to do a little more digging, because this game is actually really fun. It's been super enjoyable. We might talk about that later on the channel. But guys, a lot of games coming out this year, and those are just the games that were announced in this early spring, late winter sort of Nintendo Direct. So guys, keep your minds open. If you haven't picked up a Switch yet, look into it. I mean, tax returns are coming up, so maybe that's where you need to put some of that money into, is getting a Switch. And there are sales, there are deals. Look at, even used Switch. That's where I got mine, and it's been perfect. It's been great for me. And I basically got the price of a Switch at about $300 with Zelda, and also a carrying case and some other goodies. And so that is totally worth it to me. Check out these other options and figure out a way how to get on this hype train, because the Switch is truly a hype train with all the games coming out. And guys, that is it from me. Hopefully I can do some more of this for you, so you don't have to do all the digging and finding on some of this news and the disappointments and the excitements of this hype train that we're on, which is the Nintendo Switch and all these Nintendo games coming out. So guys, as always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me some of your inputs on some of the games that I covered. What did you guys think about the Nintendo Nindies showcase? And are you guys excited for some of these physical releases? Super Smash Brothers, the sales. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff to be excited about. So, as always, guys, see ya.